Hello there. Today we got, if you haven't already heard, got bad news today. Real bad news. So, I don't know, I'm having a hard time, so I figured I'd just do a live stream and talk about it. Atomic Mass Games just announced that there would be no more Armada, so and I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. Had other people tell me that this was coming, and I didn't want to believe them. And then they went and said, like, and then freaking Will Schick is like, the sky isn't falling. It's just days before the sky falls. How am I supposed to believe that the sky isn't falling, Will Schick? How am I supposed to believe that the sky isn't falling? Maybe it's already fell. That's it, right? It's already fell. There is no sky. We won't be creating any new sky projects for your stuff because there is no sky. There's no the sky can't be falling when it already fell. It fell as soon as AMG got all the Star Wars stuff. So yeah. So Armada is look, all right, yeah, we got a lot of people in chat right now, so if you're just joining up, Atomic Mass Games just posted a graphic out to social media that you might have seen. And honestly, look, thank you, AMG. Not for crushing my livelihood, but for at least being upfront. Thank you for being honest and straightforward. The announcement says there's no Armada product in development. But they're gonna reprint stuff, and that's cool. And they're gonna reprint, so that's good. So just so more people can buy into a game that they're not planning to continue to support. I don't know. I'm overreacting, maybe. I don't know. I might be. I'm going to reserve the right to overreact a little bit tonight. It was in the thumbnail as the source. Atomic Mass Games just tweeted out and put on social media all over that that while they will still they're not going to make any more new stuff. And they might. Like, the door is open. Like, they might make more someday. And I'm sorry, I'm not my normal self tonight. Today's already been a bad day, and then this just added some extra stuff that I just didn't need. So, yeah. So today's really rough. So I'm having a hard time, but I'm probably not the only one. The good news is they're gonna reprint the stuff, and the door is open. So just like the door is open for Imperial Assault, and look how many new Imperial Assault expansions we've had. So yeah, so who knows? So let's sell your stuff on eBay. No, I'm not gonna sell my stuff. Armada is the best game of all time. So what are we gonna do? There's gonna be I'm sure there's gonna be some community made stuff, and what I think is I'm gonna probably sleep on it this weekend or whatever. But I'll be in touch with other community leads, and we'll try to coordinate, and I'll try to help promote official, play tested, and not official, but standardized. I think standardized is the word. Some standardized Armada content for future stuff. And one of the things that I'd like to see is I would like to see future content use existing bases and just this is just one idea. I'm just going to brainstorm. So take an MC30, for example. If they're going to reprint stuff, we'll have standardized stuff. Because the idea is, if you want to make a fan-made expansion for Star Wars Armada, you have to make sure everybody has the same stuff. Oh, we got a super chat from Will. He says, "You got this, man." Thank you, Will. And my favorite fish today is the Imperial Star Destroyer. That's my favorite fish. But so what I'm thinking is that you take something like, you take the lines on an MC30 base, and then you Because the only thing you really need off of the base is shields on the shield dials. You can go up to 6 on those, and you need the printed arcs and then the dots and stuff like that. The dice on there, you can just you can do fan-made cards. No problem. You print those out. You have those on the side of the table. But if we can find homemade expansions, basically maybe one ship for each faction, once a year or something like that, until they decide to actually make some new stuff, just for homebrew, and maybe a standardized homebrew. So this way, if people want to play in like the continuing committee for Armada or something like that, that they can do that. This way you have some kind of standardized thing. Maybe we can even get Ryan Kingston on board to include some of it. Like, I think that's a cool idea. But the idea is, what I'd really like to see is use existing bases that already exist and that most players have access to. So since a lot of players will have access to like a Nebulon, right? Nebulons are cheap. There's a lot of them. Everybody's got them, one in the starter, right? Maybe you come up with for the Republic, maybe you come up with a stealth ship, and you give the stealth ship a Nebulon's base. Ignore the dice and the number of shields on each side, but maybe those are good arcs for a stealth ship, right? And then you design all this stuff. Because one of the problems I have with like homebrew stuff for Armada is everybody's going to print them out, and they may all be slightly off, or maybe somebody's perspective was skewed, or maybe somebody had it zoomed in a little bit too much, and the lines might not sync up, and then you have like one guy who printed it and his stuff is like off center, so his front arc is like way too wide on the right and things like that. So if we can standardize bases for some homebrew stuff for Armada, boycott MCP, what good does that do? I love MCP. I'm not going to boycott a game that I enjoy. No. I don't want to boycott. I'm not angry at Atomic Mass Games. I'm just sad and angry. And I'm a little angry. It's okay to be angry. But I'm a little sad. Star Trek Attack Wing is dead. We still have 3D prints, custom cards. Yeah. Oh, and Star Trek Armada is... we're gonna have to make that a thing at some point too. But yeah, again, I'll be in touch with community people. I'm gonna get drunk tonight. I might have already started. But yeah, so if you're just joining us, our Armada is not getting anything else. I mean, it'll get reprints, and then they talk about like, why release the Clone Wars stuff then? Brilliant question, Ian. Brilliant question, Ian. I don't know. It's almost like I'd have to speculate a lot. We got a super chat from Dan. What's going on, Dan? Appreciate the super chat, buddy. Thank you for supporting the channel. Sorry that I'm not more entertaining tonight. Sorry, now look, I really feel bad if anybody like this is their first time. Dan says, so start 3D printing and you can start expanding with Legends ships. Absolutely. What I'd like to do, because here's the thing. Armada is almost a complete game right now. It's really close to being a complete game. And so I'd like to put put together like a group, and I mean, there might already be a group in the works. I don't know. We'll take a look. Hop on my Discord and let me know if you're interested in getting into like a Armada, a standardized kind of continuing homebrew thing. What I'd like to make like one more ship for each expansion. And we could even work on squadrons too, like one more wave, with maybe, maybe the Editus and the Lats and things like that. And let's homebrew some stuff, and then use that. Like squadrons would be real easy because you got standardized squadron bases already. You just pick something that's got enough hull to match what you're gonna do. You can, and heck, you could 3D print stuff, or you can just use some clay or whatever else you want to use. You can just run no squadrons at all on the top if you want to. Also, just run a token to match it up to it. But I want to make sure it's the problem with. If you want to play it, I think all you should have to have is a printer. Just print out the cards and use existing ship bases and stuff like that. Why are you acting like the game is dead? I'm acting the way I'm choosing to act because I've already had a really bad day for a number of other reasons that I'm not going to go into. And then just seeing this, look, I knew it was coming. And yes, the game is not dead. I'm continuing to play Armada. We've got another tournament in a couple of weeks. I'm absolutely going to go to it. There's a lot of lists that I have to make. Armada is almost a complete game. It's got enough ships. Like I still haven't run Double Starhawk yet, I don't think. I still want to do that. There's tons of lists that I still want to run, and not to mention, I almost any list I have, I've only run one time, maybe two times if it was like a tournament or something like that. But so yeah, there's tons of content for Armada that exists. It's nice and reassuring to know that the game will continue to have more expansions, and so that's the thing that AMG is kind of answered prematurely. And I think the reason for this is they knew that they were getting ready to put out a calendar of events, and there's not going to be a mention of Armada on there, and that's unfortunate. So AMG, if you're listening, dude, like I will develop content for free, whatever it takes, man. Like I will work for you for free, and I know you guys hate my guts, so you probably won't, probably won't even respond. But that's just the way it is, you know. Like I will stay up until like 3 a.m. every night working on this stuff if that's what it took. But that's not how licensing agreements and businesses work. You can't just accept freelance stuff like that, I'm sure, but you should, you know. But either way, I'm sure we'll start working on some homebrew stuff, some unofficial standardized expansions. I'd like to do a wave of a ship. I'd love to do a stealth ship. I'd like to do a wave that kind of fills a role that factions don't have yet. Like I want to do Architans for the Republic. I want to do a stealth ship for the Republic. I don't know if they'll both be in the same wave because I don't think they need both of those right away. Architans would be real easy, right? Victory for the Republic could work also. Separatists, I think we could do. I think you could do the Lucre Hulk. That'd be a tougher barrier to entry though, and it'd be interesting having to like play test it too. Like, do you want to run two ships side by side and try to base kind of like that, or do you just want to run it as a large ship? I think it'd be easier and more accessible to a lot of people if they just simply ran it as a large ship. Yeah. Legion is for sure continuing. Yeah, Legion is for sure continuing. Guys, so a lot of people are like really angry at AMG. I don't know. I don't think AMG has had too much of a say in this. If we're being totally honest, I don't think AMG. Well, actually, I kind of know that AMG had nothing to do with Armada or X-Wing or Legion coming over to them. There was basically said that this was happening. So my problem is with the corporate structure and the profit-driven kind of corporate entity that kind of decided that this was going to happen. And AMG was just happy just working on Marvel Crisis Protocol, and then they got told, hey, you have to support all these games. And they're like, and at the end of the day, they're like, look, we can't support Armada. We fired all the FFG people, so we can't support Armada anymore. So I don't know. But yeah, so yeah. And of course, they only announce this stuff via social media. They don't like actually make like a website thing, or they don't make big, I don't know. It's like if basically you blink and you miss it, right? But I didn't blink and I didn't miss it. So yeah. Anyway. But yeah, it's I don't know. I wouldn't blame FFG or AMG for this. I think this is way above them, to be honest. It's okay to be angry though. It's okay to be upset. Let it out. I'm obviously doing that. But at the end of the day, hey, look, man, they're going to continue to support X-Wing and Legion. Legion is actually a really super cool game. The funny thing is, Legion's got like way more stuff out than Armada. I guess it's probably a lot cheaper for them to make something with Legion that has only like one little, like a commander expansion that will sell for $30, and it's just one single mini. And so they can do that and be like, haha, $30 for a quarter ounce of plastic versus a $30 like a Star Destroyer is 10 times as much. Plus it's pre-assembled, pre-painted, but they only sell a Star Destroyer for $50. So. You know what? Just charge more. Charge what it costs you to make it, ship it over, and then make a reasonable amount of profit to cover development and all that other stuff. Charge it what it costs. An Imperial Star Destroyer should probably cost more than $50. If you're charging too little for it, that's your problem. It's not our problem. Don't punish us because you put the wrong price tag on there. Yeah. But yeah, you got to let them know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't. Well, I'm sure that they know. But don't troll them though. They're still trying to support other games. There's a lot of people out there who don't play Armada that might just play X-Wing Legion or Marvel Crisis Protocol. So you know what I'm wondering too, because AMG is supposed to have had game number 2, right? Are they going to announce game number 2, and is that going to be like compared directly to Armada? Are they going to be like, oh, so you were making a naval game? Like maybe what if they're taking like the Rune Wars and they're doing like a pirate ship themed, game, which I think would be cool. Honestly, I would probably play that. But then they're gonna be like, oh, you dropped Armada, so you can have a different fleet-based game, right? Like that would be rough. I don't know, man. I really hope that they. I don't know. I would almost apply to work like a freelance developer for them, but I don't think there's a chance they would fire me. I don't think they like me very much at all, just because I'm an Armada fan. I don't know. I don't know what it is. They don't answer any of my messages or DMs or emails or anything like that. So, yeah, that's what it is. What it is. But they did once upon a time. They did once upon a time. I don't know. It's hard to know what's gonna set them off or whatever. So if you guys are just joining us, yeah, Rune Wars was good. If we're just joining us, AMG just posted a thing that says there's no new content for Armada. There's nothing currently in development, nothing planned. They will still continue to support Armada with reprints and with organized play. Of course, how are you going to do organized play? I mean, you're not going to do any organized play for at least a year. I don't think that there's going to be, unless they do it kind of like Marvel Crisis Protocol is, and they have scenarios, right? Like they'll put out a little. Like, what was the one scenario? Like, hey, everybody gets an extra defense token of their choice. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, boy, how long did it take you to dream that up? Like, that's just anybody can just be like, all right, here's our new Armada for the year. Everybody gets a token of your choice. That's not, I don't know. Next year, what is it going to be? Everybody gets 10 extra fleet points. Go nuts, I mean, I don't know. To me, that's not real content. That's like homebrew, But I guess all content is homebrew now, since the original creators are kind of gone. I don't know. Does it feel like that? Like now, for Legion players with Luke Eddy gone and stuff, and Alex Davey gone, does it feel like everything is homebrew? But yeah. So yeah, we'll be looking. I'm gonna take this weekend and cool off. And there were some new X-Wing spoilers that came out. I was gonna make a video on that tonight. I don't know if I feel up to it. I might have to wait on that until the weekend. We'll do a double critical on Sunday. It's supposed to talk Legion, so we will talk Legion. And I think this is gonna take a big part of it. So it's not ending. It depends on what you mean by ending. I mean, technically, Imperial Assault is still supported, right? They still reprint Imperial Assault. But the problem is with no new product, after a certain amount of time, people are going to get stale, people are going to get bored, and people are going to stop showing up to tournaments. And it's going to become harder and harder to set up games. What I love right now is that we have monthly tournaments, and we have a good turnout, man. This past month was a little slimmer, but the time before that we had 14 or 16 people. I mean, and to be fair, I'm really glad that they told us that they're being honest with it. It's kind of, it's nice to kind of hang on, But what's crazy is Will Schick was literally just saying the sky is not falling. He literally just said that, and then he pulls the sky down with his bare hands. I don't know if Will Schick did that. I just wanted to say something poetic. I don't know. I'm just in a bad mood and I'm acting like a big baby. You know what? There's people starving. There's a lot of problems going on in the world right now. There's people dying all around the world, and I'm upset about a game with toy plastic ships. I recognize that this is a first world problem. I absolutely recognize that. I'm okay. It's okay to be a little disappointed. So I'm gonna get myself, so this weekend I'm gonna get my mind right. But but we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a whole lot of other things to worry about in the world, and I'm grateful that it's funny too because I've seen a lot of people saying things like FAMG and all that other stuff, and I'm like, that's not helpful. I don't think that that's helpful, and it might make you feel better. Like as much as I would like to say, oh, you know what, screw those Marvel Crisis Protocol guys. I'm gonna play Marvel Crisis Protocol tonight. I'm gonna play Marvel Crisis Protocol tonight. You know why? Because I have fun playing it, and that's okay. You can see it right behind me. I'm gonna pull this thing out. I don't even know what I'm gonna run. What is going on here? I'm sorry if I'm missing some of this other stuff. What? All right. Well, just calm down our comments a little bit, guys. All right. I don't want to have to go ban on anybody. At least we have 3D printers. Yeah. So we'll probably work on some homebrew stuff. I don't want it to be rushed out. I mean, Wave 10 is still fairly new. So Armada's still got a fresh new meta. There's still strategies and stuff that are emerging. Clone Wars could use, at least another ship per faction, if not 2 more, eventually, and some new squadrons. So let's leave politics out of it, if you would, guys. All right, a big problem with politics, and one reason I don't get into politics is politics kind of exist to divide us and give us a reason to fight with one another, and that shouldn't have any place right here. Like board games is one of those times where we can take our things that we get upset with and we can come together. And that's a beautiful thing. You can be playing a board game with somebody who has a very different view of how, dollars should be spent and how governments should govern and all those things. And you know what? There's a time and a place to discuss those things. I have very strong opinions on a lot of those things. But I also recognize that I don't have all the answers. I might be wrong about some things. I might be right about some things. But when we're playing board games, the rule book is the ultimate source. And so we sit down at the gaming table to talk about gaming. We talk about strategy. I don't even want to hear about the blockade, whether it's perfectly legal or not. Naboo should be allowed to trade in a free and fair republic. And I don't think that the Trade Federation. No, I'm not even going to go into it. No, I'm not going to talk about the Trade Federation right now. That's galactic politics. We're not going to get into that. No, that's one of those reasons I don't really talk about politics. We don't do it in the Discord too. Are you guys, by the way, are you guys in vote now? vote for I'm going to vote for Bale Antilles. As a matter of fact, I hear he kind of represents a peaceful planet, and I'm all for peaceful planets because they make for easy conquering, especially when you're doing some kind of vote of no confidence in AMG's leadership. So let's go back to AMG and their talk a little bit. I want to hear from you guys and let me know what you think, because would you rather have them not said it, or would you rather they just kind of drag it out, or would you rather them be upfront and be like, hey guys, look, it was good because from a certain point of view, it was good news and bad news, right? It was like, look, we have no new product for the foreseeable future, but we're going to continue to reprint existing product and support the game with organized play. That's kind of cool. Say it 9 months ago. Nice. All right. Michael says. So say it 9 months ago. Sure. I don't think they knew 9 months ago when they were just taking over. I think they had to get a feel for things. I can only imagine what their office banter, what the landscaping was like, what the climate was like that over there. But yeah, I can only imagine. So they're at a time right now that look. I'm still not happy about the FFG people being let go. Right, that still stinks. But now that they've probably hired some new people. They got Michael Plummer, who was the lead for Armada and X-Wing. I don't know if he's the lead for Armada and X-Wing anymore. He was a few days ago. I guess he's just the lead for X-Wing now. I don't know that whole thing. And I wouldn't mind for them to talk about it some more, because it does sound like they're keeping the door open for potential Armada in the future. And I really, really would love to be a part of that discussion with them. Then again, it's not always just about development. It's not always just about like who can give us some cool ideas. I'm sure they have plenty of ideas, you know, but Brian says, "Hi, I'm the new guy. I don't know how Armada works. Do we have to keep making it?" Yeah, there may have been something like that. That's a pretty good way of. It's obviously more precise than that, but that might have had something to do with it. You know, you're hiring a new person, and he's got to learn 2 games. Look, first off, X-Wing has been around for a long time. X-Wing is very complex. There are 7 factions in X-Wing, right? 7 factions. So he's got learn a lot if he's going to start developing content for X-Wing. It's going to take him a lot of time. Is X-Wing still safe? Yes. So I thought there was a problem when Will Schick had said, you know, we're dedicating just as much time as Legion as we do to X-Wing. And he didn't say anything about Armada. And I'm like, oh. But he did say, you know, that the sky wasn't falling. So I'm kind of curious if he can. And I guess maybe his definition of the sky isn't falling is, well, sure, we're not going to make anything new for this game ever again. Or maybe they will, who knows? Because that can always change, right? But at the same time, maybe you know, and I'm going to go on to another point here in a second. But maybe the sky wasn't falling remark is we'll still reprint stuff. So if you still wanted a core set and couldn't get one, if you're still looking for an Architans, you can't get one. If you still want a Gladiator, you can't get one. If you still want a Venator, you can't get one. Starhawk, you can't get one. Onager, whatever. They're going to reprint that stuff. So that's something, man. That is good. Keeping it in print keeps people playing it. And I am sure as hell, pardon my language, sure as hell going to continue to keep talking about Armada. So what else is on the docket? Yeah, I wonder if they just can't develop anymore for Armada. Couldn't they just like let it go back to FFG or let it go to somebody else? Why don't you guys let me have it? Why don't you guys let me have it? And I know some people. We can come up with stuff, right? Right? Like how much you want? How much will you sell me Armada for? I mean, if you're not going to make any more product, it's probably just dragging you down, right? Should AMG just let me have? I'll buy it from him. AMG, I'll give you $50. I'll give you $50. I mean, if that's not enough, like I'll give you $75. I might make. Look, man, I come up with something. I might even give you one of those luxury playstyle lightsaber nunchuck coins thrown in there. $75 and a coin. And I'll tell you what I'll do, AMG. Here's what I'll do. If you give me Armada and allow me to keep making stuff, and I'll crowdsource the development. We'll figure it out. But here's what else I'll do. I'll sweeten the deal. I will continue to promote all the games that you make with daily YouTube videos. Games like Legion and X-Wing and Marvel Crisis Protocol, right? I will promote your games with daily YouTube videos at no charge to you. All you gotta do is give me Armada. What do you think? Should I just keep coming out with daily videos? Oh man. So, yeah. So we're gonna do some of that stuff like that. All right. So, hey, I got a lot of people in here. Why don't we do a giveaway? Would you guys like to do a giveaway? Would you guys be upset if I did some giveaways? All right. Should we do a giveaway? I got some Armada. They talked about wanting to support the game with organized play content. All right. I'm gonna pick some giveaway. Oh man, I got 2 Dengars. What? I have 2 Dengar? How do I get 2 Dengars? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a whole lot of giveaways. But I'm going to forget what I'm giving away. So it's on you, if you win, to remember. All right, so one thing is I'm going to throw up on Patreon a Dengar Armada card. This is Armada promo. It's got a Jump Master on the back. Okay? I'm going to throw this up on Patreon. I'm also going to give one away in the live stream. So give me a hashtag Dengar if you want to win that, and I'll do that. I'm also going to throw a Captain Jonas up on whatchamacallit? What's the thing that you go in and you talk to people and you type? Discord. Yeah, click on the Discord link in below. And I'm also going to throw up a X-Wing and TIE Fighter up in Discord. So one of the Dingars is going to one of you guys watching now. The other one is going to go out as a Patreon giveaway. So I'll post on Patreon. I do Patreon giveaways sometimes too. And you just, if you want it, you let me know and somebody's going to get it. Kind of randomize that a little bit. Armada got the axe? Yeah, Armada did get the axe. At least as far as new content. There's no new content at this time. Winner is going to be Aaron Somerville. Congratulations, Aaron Somerville. You won the Dengar giveaway. Just email me at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. And what I need is, I need your full, like, basically write out your address as you would receive it, like on an envelope, because I'm going to stick this in an envelope. And so don't be like, some people will be like, all right, my address is, here's my county, here's the street, here's my country, here's my last name. Like people, just write your address the way it should show up on it. Include your name, because sometimes people use screen names like, hi, I'm Armada Master 235. And just include what you won, because I'm going to take all of these cards and I'm going to put them in a pile. And oh my gosh, I just dropped your Dengar. I just dropped it, but it's okay. It's fine. See that? All right. But if you still want to win another Dengar, that's going to go up on Patreon. I'm going to put a Captain Jonas and then TIE Fighter and X-Wing in Discord, and I have another Discord winner to announce too. There's a giveaways channel on Discord, so we are very family friendly. So if you haven't already joined Discord, do that. Hop in there. Let's have a good time. You didn't drop his Dengar. You dropped Patreon's. No, Patreon's is right here. So we got a lot of interesting things coming out soon. I'm just kind of beside myself right now. So I don't know if I'm making any content this weekend. I got to get my mind straight, because Armada's not getting any new content for a while. So what will happen to Karnak? Well, you still have the rules reference for him. As far as I know, I don't know what's going to happen to Karnak, but I know he still enjoys Armada, and if we're working on any kind of homebrew expansions and stuff like that, I think he should be part of it if he would like to. I know there's a lot of prominent Armada community people should all be part of something like that. And of course I'd love to be a voice for promoting it as a standardized type of expansion. I mean, and again, I'm just brainstorming right now. There's what I think we need to do is just make sure everybody's on the same sheet of music. Because one of the big problems I have with homebrew, since it's not standardized, you can have 10 different people show up with their Lucre Hulk, and you have 10 different Lucre Hulks. And maybe one of them is balanced, maybe two of them are like underpowered, maybe two of them are completely crazy, And so like that doesn't always work, right? It just doesn't always work. So yeah, but if we standardize it, we can do play testing, and maybe we can get some artists and stuff like that, What if somebody were to purchase Armada from AMG and do Kickstarters? Yeah, but I don't think Lucasfilm is going to allow something like that to happen via Kickstarters. And if we wanted to, man, that would be cool to do like some kind of Kickstarter for like a next Armada wave. But then you're going to get sued, right? So you'd have to make it like compatible with Armada. I don't know. Maybe that, and I'll cheer up at some point, because I'm having a hard time. But I think at some point, maybe they will make more Armada content at some point. Hey, Andrew Lynch, what's going on, man? I don't know if you'll see this if you're rewinding to watch from the beginning, but yeah, basically, AMG said there won't be any new Armada content at this time. This doesn't mean that they can't consider developing Armada content. I'd buy you an 18-year-old Scotch if I could. I hope you mean the drink and not... Never mind. I've already... I love Scotch. You guys see me drink Scotch sometimes in my videos. There's going to be some consumed here. I got some Glenlivet 14 year, not 18 year. I got 14 year. But yeah, so yeah, today's a lousy day. There's a lot of other stuff that's been externally that's been going on that I don't want to talk about. But this one hit real close to home, you know. So you know, it's okay. Look, there's other projects in the pipe. There's other things that are potentially gonna happen. But I just want to talk to people, man. I want to work on creating new Armada content. I want to, you know, I've got so many freaking ideas, and I just never really sat down and tried to do it first because like I'm not really a fan of homebrew. But if we can standardize it, then maybe it matters, you know. I've done some stuff. So if you guys haven't already, how many of you guys have tried out the AI system? That's over on Crabbok.com. That's free. All the stuff I make is absolutely free. Like, and that's another thing is like I'm not looking to get paid for this. I'm just looking to keep the game alive so I have cool people to play against. My favorite thing in gaming is to go to a store and play Armada with people. Like that's why I do this channel. Develop your own codex, yeah, something like that. But yeah, I think and the other thing is too, I took a stab at it a while ago when we had like a 2-year drought. I made a nunchuck expansion for Armada. That's also on Crabbok.com. It is new titles for every ship in the game, and this was before Wave 8 came out, so this was before the Onager and Starhawk. And there's some cool ideas in there. I know some people in my Discord have talked about it a little bit. Some of it wasn't balanced. I didn't get a chance to play test it very much, so some of it was more like speculation, and maybe that can be fuel for some ideas. Obviously, point costs have to be adjusted, and obviously there's been some changes with the rules for 1.5. But yeah, yeah, and you can absolutely like 001 says you can totally modify the AI system. I put a golden rule or a golden rule kind of elastic clause in there, so you can override the AI system up to 3 times if you think it like the random number generator kind of gave you something unfortunate. But yeah, do we need those tournament kits? I don't know, man. I don't know what we're gonna see, but it's just gonna be all right. So I'm not gonna keep you guys too much longer. But the fact of the matter is, the fact of the Armada is, Armada's going on kind of on hold, I guess is the best way to put it. It's going into Imperial Assault land. And I still have Imperial Assault. I got a whole bunch of it right here. You know, Imperial Assault, well, they say is not dead, but boy, I haven't, and that would be kind of cool. What would be kind of cool is if they said something new for Imperial Assault. And then you're like, oh, when games go on life support, they're not necessarily dead, right? So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right, guys. If you're a new player thinking about getting into Armada, there's still going to be plenty of product for you. There's still going to be a channel like this making content all the time. So, your journey is not over yet. As a matter of fact, tomorrow's video, which I've already recorded before this, is where I'm going to start breaking down ships. Now, if you watch tomorrow's video, it's going to be an Armada-based video. I want to caveat that with, this was before their announcement. So, if I'm kind of happy-go-lucky and don't talk about this in that video, that's why. Legion next, no, there's a whole lot of content for Legion still. And another thing that is kind of cool is maybe this means, we'll get a new game. Because like I always love when new miniatures games come out, especially from FFG, and I really liked Marvel Crisis Protocol too. So like whatever else they have coming out, I'm anxious to see it. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it'll kind of help fill that void. I guess we'll have to see. All right, it's gonna be all right. We got plenty of cool stuff. I will talk to you guys soon. I just played some Armada yesterday, and I actually have so we did a secret fleet battle. So we have a battle report that's going to be coming up. I gotta do some editing and work on it this weekend. I'll try and get that out to patrons early, either this weekend or early next week, because this one's going to be in a different format where it's kind of like the whole game, and I kind of narrate what's happening. So I'm going to try and do that. And I will see you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And always remember, every game dies But not every game truly lives. Aye, that's right. Long live Armada, and long live the Empire, and the Rebellion, and the Separatists, and the Republic, and the scum and villainy.